Welcome everybody. We are back at another edition at NuVegan. Just finished up the NuVegan stage. And we had a fantastic performance today. She goes by the name of Knyves Escobar.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun.
So, I mean, the first thing, at least for me, when I first heard your name, it's such a poignant name. It stands out so much. I know we're introducing you to a new group of people here, so just tell us, where did the beautiful name come from, Knyves Escobar?
Everybody wants to know.
Is it a secret?
It's not a secret.
Right.
I had been bartending and stuff through college to like help pay for it. And I guess one night I had to take this big bucket of dirty kitchen knives to the back. And someone was like, "What you doing with all them knives?" And I was like, "Oh, you didn't know? My name is Knyves." It's not even a funny story. I really wish it was like a more like interesting
funny.
like Kill Bill story, but no, I just was bartending that night, and I was like, "Well, you know, my last name is Escobar, so."
Yeah. Oh, like in real life?
Yeah, IRL.
Okay. I don't want to. No, that's.
Everybody asks. I'm not related.
Okay, I didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot in the media. I know, wifey just got caught up down the road. I didn't want to put you out there just in case you like distant cousin. You know what I'm saying?
No, I wish. I wish, because I'm still waiting on that check. That Coke money's probably somewhere in a barrel waiting for me. I don't even know. I wish. No, my family is Salvadoran.
Okay. All right. Big facts. You know, I ain't wanna, so I was like, if you want to go there, we cool. But if not,
I don't mind.
That's what's up. Oh, what school? What school were you at? What college?
I went to Maryland, UMD, College Park.
College Park.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what's up. Terrapins.
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
It was okay. Got way too many tickets. Way too many parking tickets. Like, they are so quick with it. You leave your car for like 0.5 seconds. There's a ticket on the windshield. Like, that's how they make their coin, for real.
You know, one of the things, so I went to Georgetown. And one of the things, my first time up on that campus, I was like, it's so large.
Yeah.
It's like, campus is so big. It's like, it's great exercise walking across, but.
Yeah, I walked something like 1.5 to 2 miles a day.
Yeah.
Like, I was on my healthy steez, like, all the time. Just walking, like, everywhere. Just going to the gym constantly. Gyms are closed now.
Yeah. Are you into that? Like, it's healthy lifestyle. I mean, we're at NuVegan, which is obviously a healthy soul food restaurant. But like, are you into all of the healthy eating? Okay, so like, what are some of the things that you do to maintain that in your life?
So I try to eat plant-based as much as I can. I definitely I slip up sometimes and I have chicken, but it's okay. I feel like I don't know. It's a very great protein source, but other than that, like, I have like a lot of like plant-based protein smoothie stuff, and like I eat a lot of beans. I eat a lot of greens. I try to eat as healthy as I can.
I like that.
But I work out at home now since, like, you know, the pandemic.
Yeah,
but I really got into it. There's no one watching me.
Yeah.
I don't have to wipe after myself. Not that I don't clean, but you know,
I feel you.
it's like I don't know. There's no one waiting for you to finish with that machine too. It's like, don't look at me. Like.
What about so that's like the eating. Any other areas of your life, like do you do yoga, meditation, or are you into any of that, or?
I try to be. I feel like I've been on this sort of like spiritual journey, so to speak, for a few years, just trying to like align myself so that I'm not projecting my insecurities, or, you know, just acting out of like a trauma response with anything, you know? So it's just trying to just nip it in the bud and take care of myself so that I can take care of other people and like show up as my most genuine self. I
like that talk.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm definitely into self-development and the spirituality, and you know how kind of the universe aligns with us and the things we do. Like, what got you into that sort of thing?
Everybody laughs at me for this, but it was them tarot card Jones on like YouTube, and I was like, how does he feel about you? Yeah. I'd be like, I want to know. So then it just got deeper and deeper. I just pigeonholed with the whole tarot thing, and now I have my own tarot card deck, and I don't have to bother YouTube about it.
Wow. Like, so you know how to read, like, you know how to read your own kind of?
Sorta, kinda. There's so many nuances to it. Like, you have to know what each of the cards mean, and like you know, it could get really, really deep. I feel like I've only begun to like scratch the surface of that kind of thing, but it really helps. Like if anything, it helps you look within and like kind of see what's going on in your life at the time.
What about books? Are you into like any spiritual books or anything that kind of help guide you or anything? Or
no, actually, I haven't. I am an avid reader, but I don't really read spiritual books. Not quite yet. I haven't read any or heard of any good ones yet.
Okay, sounds good. Well, obviously, music is what has brought us to this illustrious space today.
Yes.
Talk to me about when did Knyves Escobar, the artist, when was that formed? When did the world, like when did we begin to see that manifestation?
That was Valentine's Day of 2018.
Okay.
My friend had this little like Valentine's Day party called The Red Show in his basement. And so he performed, I performed, and that was the first night that I was Knyves. Cause I hadn't like released any music fully yet.
What'd you perform?
I performed this song Jaded, which was my first release ever. I think I did a cover of Gnarls Barkley's Crazy. And I also did a Gasolina cover, which I love Daddy Yankee.
Daddy Yankee?
I am a huge reggaeton fan.
There we go.
Yes. So
that's all right.
That was a fun time. Yeah. Everyone was turned up. You know, we were having a good time in the basement of my friend's like group home. It was a college house. Like it was a bunch of like college dudes.
But what even made you be like, yo, like I wanna? Because obviously before that you had you had Jaded, and like you at least to some degree knew you wanted to be an artist. Like where did that even come from the inception?
I think I just got really, really tired of sitting on like all of this music that I had. Like Jaded, I think I wrote that in like 2017, and then I didn't release it till 2018. And I was just like, the world needs to see this. Like, if there's anything that I've learned from my releasing music, it's that my perspective helps people sometimes to you know realize what it is that they're probably going through. So it's just sharing perspectives and things like that. Sharing a story, I think, is really important because people always want to hear a story, I think.
No, music is healing.
Yeah.
For sure. No, it definitely is. So what were some of the early topics that influenced you?
Okay, so Jaded was the first song that I released. That one was about this dude who, he took off to LA, and he was just like, he was helping me at first with my music, and then he just out of the blue was like not messing with me anymore.
Oh, it's autobiographical.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, most of my music is. It's always, it comes from like a real spot, like a real space of something that I've gone through. But this dude just like, he just cut me off. But it was because he got back together with his girlfriend. And I was like, dang, this is why I don't deal with this. This is why I'm so jaded and not jaded. That's where it came from.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So you've made that decision, and you take the step, right? You're saying, I'm gonna do this music thing. I'm gonna put myself out there. What was that process like for you? How did you know where to start? Where'd you go?
Well, it was really tough at first because I was constantly comparing myself to people, which is like the worst thing you could do ever. Like, and I still struggle with that because it's just like, dang, I wish I could be doing more. And I think, you know, I was doing like open mic nights at the Songbird.
Yep.
I was doing that. I was trying to get anywhere. I was just trying to get on the stage and get comfortable. And it took me a minute until I really was like, okay, I can go up there and vibe. And then I've been jamming with this group of people since I was like 16. So, you know, that helped with my development too, like, you know, being up there and being able to like converse with these instruments. For me, that's what it is. It's like my instrument is voice primarily, and then, you know, how does that dialogue with, you know, guitar, bass, drums, piano, like it's all a dialogue. It's all give and take. So it's just finding that balancing where I fit in the equation, and it was fun. It's development, really.
And who were some of the musical influences? Like, who inspired you early on, and then how has that changed to currently today?
Dang. Well, my dad brought me up on Earth, Wind, and Fire. It was a really weird situation. So my parents are really, well, they're not as strict Christian as they were in the beginning. I wasn't allowed to listen to any kind of like secular music till I was like in the 6th grade type beat. And it was like, man, but he was like, yeah, you can't listen to anything on the radio, but you can listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire and Bill Withers. And like all of that, but it was just all like
Magic 102.3 and exactly. What was it back in the day? Smooth Jazz.
The Smooth Jazz 105.9.
Yeah, there we go. That's that old school D&B.
That's the one. Yes. Oh my God.
Oh, Quiet Storm.
Yes. Oh my God.
That's fire right there.
Oh, real. That's real. It's just so real. Oh my God.
So then, obviously now you get to finally be introduced to secular music.
Yes.
Who are some of the folks that you kind of gravitated towards?
Wow. Leona Lewis.
Okay.
Obviously Beyonce. Like all the way. Avril Lavigne. Paramore.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Paramore was very influential as I had a very deep and very long emo phase.
Yeah. Is that Hayley Williams? Is that the
Hayley Williams?
That's the main singer? Oh, yeah. No, they're fire. Okay.
So fire. But yeah, I started getting into like Alicia Keys, and then that whole R&B realm opened up to me, and it just embraced me, and I loved it.
Oh. And then what about now, like 2021? Who are some of the folks that inspire you or influence you?
Frank Ocean is constantly on rotation. I'm okay, I promise. But Frank Ocean, for sure, I've been listening to nonstop. Okay. Daft Punk, rest in peace. Yeah. Oh my God. Wow, they've been on rotation a lot recently. Toro y Moi.
I'm not familiar.
Toro y Moi?
No.
Yeah, he. I think he goes by the name of Chaz, and he like produces, and then I guess his band is Toro y Moi.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
He's really, really cool, really eccentric kind of guy. I like that kind of. It's like a mix almost of R&B and like neo soul with some like electronic influences and just alternative kind of thing. Oh. Yeah, because if there's anything, I'm different. So I try to be.
And does that kind of sound inspire your music, and like where does that come from?
Definitely. Like especially with production. Like I learned how to produce on my own essentially, and my brother was just like kind of the catalyst for that. He was like, you should start doing your own thing. And so he let me download his version of Logic that he had on his computer so I wouldn't have to pay for it. And it just was uphill from there, just trying to figure out how to make a beat, like how to kind of like sound design and things like that. That came later on, but it was a whole process of learning how to use the software in the beginning. Like, what does this button do? What does this drop down? What is, like all of these little.
So you produce your own music now, for the most part?
For the most part,
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So
I have collaborators here and there. But
so I have people supporting me. I have Caps Lock, who's helped me with my music a lot. And it's been great having people who can understand what I'm trying to put across without my having to explain too much. Like, I really love that people just off of listening, they can be like, okay, I hear this, this, and this. Like Hiatus Coyote, or like Frank Ocean, James Blake too, which are all definitely in rotation all the time. So.
Well, music is its own language, especially in communication. So, and I've always found that to be fascinating when people who can't necessarily maybe express themselves verbally, but just like musically, they get it, and like there's that connection.
Yeah, it is a language. Yeah,
it's really dope. So Eden, that's the latest. It's the latest single, right?
Yes, it is.
So talk to me about how that came together, and then tell me this fantastic story that I've heard from our executive producer of the series, Sean Cooper. He said that there was like getting the photo shoot for it. I've heard that there was like a real fun story behind that.
It was fun.
And traveling and going under trains and things like that. So tell me first, how did the song come together, and then talk to me a little bit about, how the visuals came.
Okay, so Eden. I don't know if y'all have ever been to the Eaton Hotel, E-A-T-O-N?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think it's like on O Street somewhere in DC. So they have this really cool like rooftop bar kind of thing, and like I think summer of 2019 I was up there all the time with my friends, and I did one performance there because they have this little stage area and like some DJs and stuff, so I did a little gig there once, and it was such a great summer. It was so memorable. We were just up on the roof, and there was just nothing like it for me at the time. I had never been, you know, in those kind of spaces, and it was just like, wow, there's a jungle it felt like a jungle on the roof. So that's where that lyric came from. And I was just constantly hanging out with the same people, and they're like, yo, you going? And I was like, yeah, I'll go if you go, because, you know, I'll go anywhere if you're going too, type beat. So that's where that came from.
Okay.
And yeah, Sean was really down to shoot with me this summer. It was awesome. We shot somewhere in Germantown, and there was just like a bunch of graffiti. We had to hike through this little section behind these like townhomes. My friend Nori, actually, we tried to kind of shoot it a couple weeks before. It didn't turn out as well, but because, you know, film is so finicky, you never know how it's going to turn out. So the first time the film didn't really develop all that great, so we did it again.
You shot it on film, the album cover art with film, or the video?
The album art, the cover is shot on film, and it was just, it's so organic. Like, you never know what you're going to get with film, so we got some really beautiful shots. I had brought this axe with me. Originally, in the first shoot that we did with Nori, I was just smashing things. And then we turned those items, instead we substituted that with pomegranates for the second shoot with Sean to make it kind of look like blood. But yeah, it was just really edgy and really fun. I had never done anything like that, so yeah.
You seem to have a very eccentric creative process, which is dope. I think that's really cool. Talk to me a little bit about like, what is your creative process like, whether it's, you know, making a song or even thinking about, you know, your aesthetic, which is very clearly like put together. Just how does it come?
Well, first and foremost, I thrift a lot. I thrift everything that you see right now, besides my shoes and my socks, are thrifted. So I'm very much like, if I'm going to put together a piece or put together like an outfit, I try to go to the thrift store and do just reuse and recycle, because there's so much. I don't really rock with fast fashion like that, but if it's in the thrift store, I'll get it. But in terms of, what else did you ask?
No, I'm just saying the creative process.
The creative process.
Even with music, how does it come together? Is it beat first? Is it lyrics? Like, how does it?
So I hum to myself all the time when I'm driving, because like I'm always driving somewhere, or like in the past, you know, before the pandemic, I've had to like drive so many distances. For a while I didn't have a car either, so it was that bus, metro, walk life, and it was, you know, I always had preoccupied myself with some sort of tune in my head, so I was constantly writing. Mainly, it's like when in my downtime, I'll write little poems, or like, you know, the poems don't always turn into songs, but you know, I always have some sort of melody in my head, and that is the start of everything most of the time.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure your voice memos on the phone is
Yes, crazy. I have.
Crazy.
I think I have more voice memos than I have photos on my phone. Like,
I can. The same thing. Like, so for notes, like being in business, like notes, I have like so many notes. I'm sure even with lyrics for you probably have like mad notes in there. So. Yeah,
like to-do lists, grocery lists,
all that.
Poems. Yeah.
So we just hit 2021 now.
Yes.
I guess a couple months in now. What are some of the goals you set for yourself?
Well, my bucket list goal, which I'm already on the way to achieving, is finishing up this debut project that's on the way.
Hey.
So I'm really excited about that. Eden is the first song that we're releasing as a part of that project. So yeah, it's just like the feeling of having the ball already in motion, like things having already had a start, like it's just really exciting for me. So I'm really looking forward to putting out this project, and like also shooting visuals for one of the songs that's coming out. And Yeah, I have so many things that I'm plotting that I'm just like, I haven't told anyone about. So I'm just like, it's coming though. People have been like, dang, Knyves, where you been at? I'm like, well, pandemic number one, number two, got to make some money somehow. So I've been working a lot, but you know, it's been great. I'm really blessed. Like this year, 2021, I feel like started out with such a great, it was a great start for me. Like it was really, like 2020 ended rough, but 2021 started beautifully. And I'm just, I feel very blessed.
That's
very,
awesome.
very blessed. Yeah.
Well, we're really excited to see what comes from you, Knyves. I think that you kind of got a buzz about you in this area where people can't wait to see, you know, what's next. So definitely want to wish you all the best in that. Please tell everybody where they can find you who are not familiar with you and how they can tap in with you.
All right, so you can find me on the gram. You can find me at knyves.escobar, so KNYVES.ESCOBAR. Sometimes I spell it wrong. And I'm anywhere that you stream music, so Apple, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon. I don't really know any of the other ones. There's like a bunch that I can't even, but I'm on there. So just, you know, it's a quick Google search away, I'm on there.
We can find you.
Yeah, I'm out there.
Okay, sounds good. And to all the feds, no relation to Mr. Pablo them, so don't come after her. But do check out her music.
Yes.
All right, Knyves Escobar. That's all right. Thank you.
Thank you.